Welcome to the Disability Channel. What an exciting day. I am so honored, very honored to have on the platform with me, JR. JR, thank you so much for joining us today. It's an exciting day as today we are introducing our latest show and our greatest show, the Veterans Ranch, all about supporting veterans down in the USA, and it's going to come up here into Canada. So we're so excited, JR. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're located down on Florida, so I hope you're safe and all your family and relatives and veterans are safe. Can you tell us a little bit about, give us an update, if you will?
Yeah, absolutely. We are here on the more on the Gulf side of Central Florida. We are in Lakeland. Just put a pin on that map. It's halfway between Disney World and Tampa. So Lakeland, for the most part, came out pretty unscathed. There's some stuff here and there. It's still some basic cleanup. You can't have 90-mile-an-hour winds and not have some cleanup. South of us, people, veterans are still needing some serious help. You've probably seen it on the news. What you're seeing is true. This isn't glorified hype. Southwest Florida looks like a war zone right now. They got probably close. They were talking about 7 feet of storm surge the night of. It was probably closer to 13 feet of storm surge that came through there. Houseboats literally floating down what used to be a boulevard are now sitting out in the middle of the road. So it's pretty devastating down there. We're trying to do what we can to get some crews to help out, and we're just asking everybody for some help on that one as well.
Yeah, I know. Actually, we did. We talked a little bit before the storm hit. I know we try to help you out with some social media. Just if there's any volunteers or any type of funding or any type of donations, that would be great. So please do give us keep us updated. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're safe. But it was a yeah, it was a big one. So what I want to do today, especially for the for your crowd, right, for your community, is I want to introduce what the Disability Channel does and the opportunities we offer through. We're going to be doing it through the Veterans Show. So the Disability Channel for your people, for your fans and your friends and family associates is by and for persons with disabilities and veterans showcasing abilities in media via our employment programs in media. So we're a job ready training platform. And what we do is we focus on supporting, helping, assisting persons with disabilities and veterans. We're in the same pot. So and get them off assistance or transitioning from the battlefield to the workforce through our programs and media. So we teach you how to become either a talk show host like myself or JR, or we teach you how to be a camera person, an operator, a blogger, a website guy, an audio guy. You can be a podcaster, you can be a director. So everything to do with production, either online like us today, and we also do in-person events. We're really big on fundraisers, so we do a lot of fundraisers. But we're not just about disabilities, right? We like to showcase our abilities to everybody. So if you tune into our channel, we have a sports show where we deal closely with the NHL and the NFL, Easter Seals, all great corporations. We have a music show. We're really big on music. We're actually going to be announcing a 12 tour music tour around Canada, which is going to be very exciting. We might even come down to the USA, showcasing abilities, employing persons with disabilities and veterans, right? And we also have a TDC muscle car show where we love our muscle cars, but we also showcase our military vehicles. So sometimes you might see me driving by in a Jeep or a tank, courtesy of the military. So we're very excited. And then we have our socially served shows, which is our focus, the Disability Channel, where we education, awareness, opportunities, inclusive, diversity, all about giving people opportunities. We're right across Canada. We are in the States. We deal in New York City. We're out in LA. We have a big contingent in Chicago through our mutual friend Brian, in Illinois, in Wisconsin. So we're right there. But we want to be in every state, offering our employment programs to everybody in that state. Of course, we focus first on persons with disabilities and veterans because they are, they're a most vulnerable community. And myself, I have a disability, so I'm attached to the community. And we just like to do good things for good people, be kind, and be productive, right? We want to be productive, but we want an opportunity like everybody else. So if people want to find out more information about the website, you could go to www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. You could email me direct at jay@thedisabilitychannel.ca, or you can phone me 647 339-6847, right? So again, we're in Canada, we're in the US, we're all about helping veterans. So Jay, I really want to thank you. And what I wanted you to do is I'm going to pass the reins over to JR. My producers are ready. They're going to handle you good. And I want you to really showcase what you do and the love you have for horses. Like, oh my goodness. Like, are they the most beautiful animal in the world?
Without question, we call them God's majestic animal for a reason.
They are. They are. They're just so big and scary yet beautiful, aren't they? Like they're pretty scary animals. Like, whoa, you know.
They can be intimidating, but the funny thing is they're actually initially more scared or cautious of you than you are of them. They might be 15 hands, for people that don't know, from their hoof to their withers or their shoulders, they measure a hand like us. It's about 4 inches. So one hand, two hand, and so on. And let's take a Budweiser Clydesdale, right? It could be a couple of 1,000 pounds of a behemoth of a horse, but they're gentle giants. They'll do anything for you that you ask them for. And the loyalty of a horse is just almost far beyond any animal on the planet.
I wish I kind of grew up with them. Like I didn't, right? Like I've been to a horse farm and patted them, but it's like, ooh, like ooh. But if I grew up with them more, I would be like all over them, just like a dog, right? Like I'm a dog guy, and I've had dogs my whole life, and like
Yeah.
beautiful. So they're almost to me, they're like a bigger version of a dog. You know what I mean? Like that's how much I love I have for them, even though I'm not around in the house. So, Joe, I really want to thank you. So before I let you go, make sure you give out all your information. We're all about opportunities, and you have what, maybe 25 million veterans in the USA. Like so, there's lots of people we could help, and let's try and get to every one of them if we can.
Absolutely. Right? That's the goal.
That's great, Brian. So, JR. So I'm going to hand over the reins to you. I'm going to take off now. Have a great show, and we'll be in touch every day.
Sounds good.
Okay, guys, so we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with the Veterans Ranch. Stay tuned.
All about inclusion and really giving everyone a fair say.
Welcome to the Today Show. This is our flagship show. I am Unstoppable Tracy.
I am Zach Damon.
It is a pleasure to be here. I am excited. What is up?
We have a great show today.
Jay Stoyan here for the Disability Channel, the world's only inclusive channel for and by persons with disabilities.
Get ready to be inspired, everyone.
We have people watching from all over the world, but also all over Ontario.
We also take a concerted attention in the veterans community.
In moments of stress and trauma, we can get a hold of ourselves.
To help make a difference for people with disabilities, to show people how to love themselves or their disability.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me, giving this platform for myself and other people with disabilities.
Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this episode of the Disability Channel Detroit. Please tune in next time.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much. We are so proud and honored to be partnered with the great folks at the Disability Channel to be able to bring you our message and our content and discussing who we are and what we do. My name is J.R. Smith. I'm the Vice President, Co-founder, and COO/Chief Cook and Bottle Washer for PJJR Ranch Corp. Is the official nonprofit name. We're known as the Veterans Ranch. What we do is we work with veterans and their immediate household families through equine therapy. Now, what's that? Well, we're going to get you to play with some horses is really what it boils down to. We are going to, get in touch with you and find out if there's anything going on that you're dealing with right now. PTS. You notice I drop a letter off there. It's not a disorder. The government's call it a disorder, so you can qualify for some funding. It's post-traumatic stress. And there's probably not a person on the planet that hasn't walked through something in their life that is dealing with a little PTS. But obviously, our military around the world deal with that at a very heightened level based on things they've seen or had to do in their time in service. Our main goal is very simple. We want to have you come full circle through God's majestic animal, the horse, lay down any heavy coats of burden that you may still be hanging on to, that maybe you've compartmentalized or pressed down, didn't even realize you're still hanging on to. And the ultimate goal of walking off a new and improved version of yourself. When you see our brand, you'll see the horse and you see the circle. And that's the whole point. We can really kind of say we're NASCAR in reverse. You know, it's right turns, not left turns. And it's as many laps as it's going to take. The Veterans Ranch is always going to be here for you to help you get to that full circle and that new and improved version of yourself. So how do we start out these things? Well, or how did the ranch even start? Well, 2017 is when we were founded. Literally, my dad taught me to keep a legal pad by the bed in case you get an idea in the middle of the night. And I've had a lot of legal pads, a lot of ideas that didn't really go anywhere. Some that started that ended up not going anywhere. I still have one legal pad that has one word written on it, and that word is ranch. Had no idea what that meant. My wife and I are proud patriots. My dad, the other co-founder, is a Vietnam veteran, was in the Navy from 69 to 73, and in Vietnam, 69 and 70. So, you know, we wanted a couple of horses, our little slice of Americana. The word ranch, as we all know it, and things that, you know, I'll date myself. I'm a Gen Xer here, like what they showed on the old TV show Dallas, or today on Yellowstone, and, you know, things like that. That thought never came into our mind. But the good Lord works in mysterious ways. We are a faith-based organization. You can see it right here in our corporate logo, and we are proud of that. You know, we were just kind of praying on it, thinking about it, trying to figure out what that word meant. We were going to a Bass Pro Shops one day, a couple of weeks down the road. And because I am that guy that you can drop off at open and pick up at close, and I will find something to do there all day long. But we stopped at Chili's for lunch, my wife and I did. And we really just, she must have seen like smoke coming out of my ears, because I asked her for a pen. She kind of gave me that look like, you okay? She could tell the wheels were turning. And I asked her for a pen, and long story short, about 20, 30 Chili's napkins later, because they're just not that big, the ideas for the Veterans Ranch was born. And by December of 2017, we were an official nonprofit. Now, we were trying to get our message out there, polish that gemstone, you know, let people know who we are and what we were trying to accomplish. This started in our home. Okay, this is my home. This is my family room. It's not a fancy green screen or a backdrop, and we still run it out of the home today, because no sooner did we, you know, start getting some good traction, here came COVID, right? And that slowed the brakes down on a lot of folks around the world. And then, you know, Florida and Texas, the two states we're registered in right now, you know, open up, and property went from 600 grand to $1 million just because of supply and demand. Everybody was moving to our two states. So that slowed down again a little bit as well, but we're still out there using other people's horses and facilities. It's pretty fun to be mobile right now. We can travel the entire state of Florida or Texas and help veterans through equine therapy. Now, what's equine therapy? Pretty basic all the way to pretty, you know, pretty complex in terms of the level that you get into. We teach a lot of basic horsemanship skills, and we teach a lot of liberty training, and I'll explain what that is in a second. But the main thing, again, we want to find out, is there something above our pay grade that you are looking for assistance in? Okay. You know, more than just what horses, even though they are absolutely amazing, maybe more than just what horses can offer. You know, we want to find out if there is any suicidal thoughts there. Because right now, you know, back in, I think it was 2019, somewhere around there, probably even earlier than that, we heard 17 a day on veteran suicides. And we started hearing what we knew as the current number, sadly, had gone up, of 22 a day. Post-COVID, we started hearing rumors of 35. 2 weeks ago, Fox News put an article online, and I am begging and imploring anybody and everybody watching this, Go to foxnews.com, even if that's not your favorite alphabet station, because they are the only ones that posted this, and find the article, because we're talking double-digit increased numbers. We're now talking 44 veterans a day, 16,000 great Americans just in the US. I'm sure Canada and around the world, they're dealing with the same issues. But over 16,000 great Americans are checking out off this planet every day, and it does not need to be one. Okay, so we want to talk about the effects, talk with you about the effects of PTS on not only the veteran, but the whole family that it affects, and do our damnedest to get that veteran suicide number down, because it's just again, one's too many. 44 is atrocious. That is a pandemic that we have on our hands right now, is veteran suicide, and we want to bring that attention. Then we're going to introduce you to some horses. Hey, this is a full process. We're going to introduce you to some horses. A lot of times the horse picks the person more than the person picks the horse. Horses are extremely intuitive. Okay, they can literally feel a gnat land on their back, and they know everything about you 10 feet away. They can literally pick up what you're feeling, okay, what you're projecting out there. Fear, anger, anxiety, anything. So I tell you not to run up to a horse. A horse wants to know two simple things. Are you strong enough to be my leader? And are you going to hurt me? Now, if you have your own horse, you'll work on that every day for the whole your whole life. You own that horse. Imagine one you just met 10 minutes ago. It's something where you truly have to give yourself to the horse and start going through the process. You have to give yourself to the process. You could say, hey, I'm fine. Right? Us guys, what do we say? How you doing? I'm good. That's not a feeling. Good's not a feeling. Fine's not a feeling. Go back and watch the YouTube clip for the movie The Italian Job and see their definition of fine. Veterans put a little different thing on the F part of fine, but I'll let y'all go figure that out. Then we're going to put a grooming brush in your hand. Okay. Why a grooming brush? We want you to start working a rhythmic motion of grooming that horse. One, that helps you kind of forget about the world for a while. We want you to leave your baggage, leave your problems, or whatever you're dealing with at the door. It'll be there when you get back, but through what the Veterans Ranch provides, we're hoping there's less baggage there to pick up when you get back to it, and eventually have there be no baggage. But with that grooming brush, you're putting your hands on the horse. So you're starting to learn about the horse, and the horse is starting to learn about you. All right. And I mean, that might be just day one. Okay. This isn't just slap a saddle on and yeehaw, go get them, whatever. We do occasionally do trail rides a couple of times a year for people that have come out to our events a lot, and they've been around a lot of the horses. So it's easier for them to just be able to get up on and go out on a simple trail ride. But again, we want you to build a bond of trust with an animal that's inherently born not to trust anyone. Okay, now my horse people I'm speaking to out there, they're going like this. They're going to understand what I'm talking about. But horses are pack animals and prey animals. Okay, their fight or flight is flight 99% of the time. Their defense mechanisms are bite you or kick you. And boy, that hurts like hell if you've ever had either one of those happen to you, but it's not much of a defense mechanism out in the wild. So you have to build that bond of trust. Again, are you strong enough to be my leader, and are you going to hurt me? So by working that rhythmic motion of grooming that horse, you start building that bond of trust. And then, you're going to maybe learn how to muck some stalls. You're going to learn how to clean hooves. You're going to, again, learn how to, I can't say it enough, build that bond of trust. Then we're going to start what's called liberty training. Liberty training is, boy, you both got to be in tune. Okay. It's you, horse, a round pen, and a training flag. Okay. Again, I'll date myself. Take that flag you had on the back of your bicycle when you were a kid, something to that effect. Okay. No lead rope, no halter. You can't pull on that horse and make that horse bend to your will. Okay. You have to, again, work with that horse. You get the horse in the arena, and then you get in the arena. But here's how you get in the arena. You open the gate. The horse turns its head and looks at you. Stop. close the gate. Horse turns away, get back in the gate. You take a step, horse turns its head and looks at you, stop. Okay. Again, horse is checking you out. So you get to the center of the arena and try and get that horse to come to you. Again, by shutting yourself down, giving yourself to the horse, giving yourself to the process. Eventually, you'll be walking shoulder to shoulder, okay, with the horse on the outside rail around the arena. Stop and go the other way. Okay, even trot. Work your way back to the center of the circle and then have that horse come back to you. Now, everything I said sounds like it might take about 10 minutes. We did an event earlier this year with a young man. We had a lot of veterans out, did a full weekend. It was camping, fishing, and horse therapy. It's a beautiful weekend. This young man, he was in the Air Force for 4 years. And he, you can just tell something was kind of going on with him, but he was fine, right? So he's working with this horse and the horse just isn't coming to him. And you could just tell he's getting frustrated. And so we're trying to share with him, we're just relax. You just got to relax. Well, if I told you all to relax about 10 times, you're going to get more tense because as humans, that's what we do. Your jaw gets a little tighter and he's trying to whisper. He goes, I am relaxing. Well, that horse pinned its ears, went back to the other side of the round pen. Now the guy's ticked off. He's wanting to quit. We don't let you off the hook that easy. And I love veterans to death. There were 3 veterans that gave up their slots so he could do what he needed to do for that day. Hour and a half later, not only did we have him going shoulder to shoulder with this horse, just like they were 2 buddies going to have a beer, he comes back to the center of the arena. We teach him how to shut down. When I say shut down, it's like kick a hip out, slouch, put your head down, because horses learn in the release. They don't learn when you're training them. When you stop, they go, oh, they stopped. I'm not getting yelled at. I'm not asked to do it again. And when you see a horse start licking its lips, that's when it's processing. That's when it's learning because it likes what it's being told to do. This horse comes over, puts his nose right in this young man's chest. All of a sudden, guy started melting and crying like he was 2. We had no idea why. Now, we couldn't just run in there, and grab him because then it would scare the hell out of the horse and destroy everything he just did for an hour and a half. So we slowly get him to come out and then we're all over him, right? We are on him like white on rice, just loving on him. And then he asked for a little private time and obviously we gave it to him. Later on that evening, on our bigger, longer events, we always do a campfire. Now, again, anybody that sat around a campfire is going to know this is the truest statement you've ever heard in your life. You will say things to people around a campfire you've never told anybody in 30 years. Don't know why. There's just something about a campfire that you'll start sharing. When we do these long events, we give everybody a little booklet, just something from the dollar store, where you can write in something you need to let go of. When you stand up in front of the fire, you can share. We don't force anybody to. But you can share it and then throw it in the fire. When that page burns, when the words are gone, you have to let it go. Now, that'd be great if that all happened that fantastic on the first time, every time. We're human, okay? Sometimes, we symbolically do things and then the mind still has to process letting it go. But this young man shared, who would have been in his late 20s by this time, shared why he broke down. When he was 19, he spent 9 months in the brig in the United States Air Force, accused of sexual assault he didn't do. Long story short, they got the girl that accused him of it because she was base jumping and accusing a lot of other people of it. They let him out. All charges dropped, everything. But the country he was serving didn't believe him at the time, and it pissed him off. And he held on to that. And, again, compartmentalize, shove it down. But he knew he had to let that go. He couldn't let it control his life anymore. It had already been, however many years since he'd been out of the service. He said, when that horse touched me, I lost all control and it just melted him. And then he threw the page in the fire and it burned. And he was on his new path and his new journey to letting that go and never letting that affect his life again. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the power of a horse. Okay. They may not talk like we talk, but I'm here to tell you, they will touch your soul. Studies have shown that horses can and will change their heart rate to match the person they're working with. They are truly amazing. When you're on a horse, when we do our trail rides, it is there again, studies are out there. You can Google all this stuff. Studies have shown that to a veteran, the cadence of a horse, trotting is kind of like the cadence of a march. Okay. And it changes their brain psychologically. It changes their brain like they're marching. And again, they don't think about the world. They're concentrated on that horse, God's beautiful nature, and they're just having a great time. And again, the more we can change of that, the less suicide we're going to see. This isn't deny till you die. Here's another pill. Okay. And veterans here in the United States will know what I'm talking about when I say that. This is changing your life through an animal that has so much loyalty. Literally, a horse will continue to run for you at top speed until its heart explodes and dies. That's loyalty. My dad, again, a Navy Vietnam veteran, calls horses your seventh sense. It was the guy in your unit that knew everything about you, the good, the bad, the ugly, and all the warts. But he was there to get you home. You were there to get him home, and there was no judgment. That's a horse. A horse isn't here to judge you. A horse is here to listen, and a horse is here to help you heal. That's just one brief story. There's many more we could share. Folks, we rely on you, okay? People around the world to help us do what we do. We are not some big conglomerate corporation. We do apply for grants, but grants take time. You're anywhere generally from 4 to 6 months to find out if you get anything on a grant. We rely on caring people that care about people with disabilities, care about veterans, to help us do what we do. And that's where you can go to our website, theveteransranch.org, hit the donate button and make a pledge today. Could be $10, $5, $1. We ask people all the time, do you give a buck about veterans? Obviously, there's a play on words there because social media will censor the living heck out of me otherwise. But do you give a buck? Inflation sucks right now. It costs me $100 plus to fill up my diesel truck. 2 years ago, it only cost me $60. Trust me, I understand inflation. But everybody's got a change drawer right now or a change jar because you hate carrying change in your pocket. And you can find $1. You can go to theveteransranch.org and give $1. If I had 10 million people, give me $1 each. 1 million people, let's break it down. Imagine the ripple effect that would create in the veteran community. Okay. Theveteransranch.org. You can find all our information in there about PTS and how common it truly is. The veteran suicide rate, all of it. You can find it all there. Click the donate button and you can pledge. Pledge monthly, pledge once. We thank you and God bless, for everything that comes in. You can go to our merch store. You can buy some t-shirts and show your ranch pride. We got backpacks, slides, pint glasses for your favorite beverage. There's just a little bit of everything, and it all goes to serving the veterans. Okay. We're not paying ourselves multi-million-dollar salaries a year. It's going to the veterans. Personally, I haven't paid myself or anybody on the founding team in almost 5 years. That's got to change a little bit because we lost a business during COVID that was helping pay some of those bills. That being said, it's not about me. It's not about us. It's not about salaries, but we got to live. We got to eat. If you can't help yourself, you can't help others. But go to theveteransranch.org and click that donate button and make a pledge. You'll see our email on there, contact@theveteransranch.org. And 9 to 5 Eastern time, Monday through Saturday, you can reach us at 863-815-5896, 863-815-5896. If you get our voicemail or if it's forwarded to my phone or my cell phone and you get my voicemail, please leave a message and we will get back to you as soon as we can. If anybody here south of the Canadian border is dealing with any mental issues and they feel like they think they might check out off this planet, they have changed the veteran crisis hotline number They've simplified it. Please dial 988 and press 1. Again, that is 988 and press 1. When that comes on, reach out to somebody, ask for the help. It's okay not to be okay. They teach y'all to fight as a unit. Do not suffer in silence when you get out of that unit or you hang up the uniform. Reach out for the help. Whether it's us or any other amazing organization that we are partnered with, it's not about who gets the credit. It's about saving lives. So, we thank everybody for listening today. Stay tuned for more stuff as we move forward with this show. Again, we are proud and honored to be partnered with the Disability Channel. Again, any other questions, reach out to us. And if you can, and you find it in your heart and feel led to, please go to theveteransranch.org, hit that donate button and make a pledge today. We thank y'all. We love you. God bless. Take care. Giddy up.